Welcome, boys and girls. Today you watched a video about comparative and superlative adjectives. Adjectives can compare things. So we know that adjectives describe. Well, when you are comparing, you are describing something in comparison to something else. So we're going to take a look at a few endings. First of all, you can add the ending ER to an adjective or EST to an adjective to make it a comparative or superlative adjective. Now, the difference here is that when you add ER to the end of the word, you are comparing two things. When you add EST to the end of a word, you are comparing more than two things, three or more. So let's take a look here. This is what you should do. All right, this is your worksheet today. Numbers 1 through 5, you need to underline the adjective that compares in each sentence. So if we look at Abuelito goes to the seashore on the sunniest day of the week. Sunniest is describing the day of the week, and there are more than 2 days in the week, so they added EST. That is the adjective that compares. I want you to pause the video, and I want you to answer 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on your own. When you're done with that, you're going to go down to 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and you're going to write a C if it's a comparative adjective, which means it compares two things, or an S if it's a superlative adjective, which means it compares more than two things. So let's take a look at 6. Grandpa had a harder childhood than his granddaughter. Harder is underlined, is the adjective that is comparing Grandpa to his granddaughter. There are only 2 of them, so it is a comparative adjective. I'm going to put a C in the blank. So boys and girls, I want you to pause the video, and I want you to finish numbers 1 through 10 on your own, and then start back up to correct it. Welcome back, boys and girls. You should have answered numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So let's take a look down here, and let's see if your answers are correct. You should be on a split screen. Are you ready? Number 1, you should have underlined sunniest. Number 2, you should have underlined smaller. If you did not, make sure you underline it in a different color. Number 3, you should have underlined prettiest. Number 4, you should have underlined cleanest. And number 5, you should have underlined bigger. All right, boys and girls, let's continue to correct. Number 6, harder compares two things. It is a comparative adjective, C. Longest compares all of Grandma's trips, which is more than 2, and you are going to write S for superlative adjective. Number 8, roughest compares many rides in a covered wagon, so it's a superlative adjective, S. Number 9, easier, you are comparing Grandpa's one trip from Europe. That is a C, comparative adjective. And number 10, Abuelita is comparing herself to all grandparents, which means proudest ends in EST. It's an S, superlative. All right, boys and girls, correct your mistakes and submit that back to Schoology for your teacher to take a look at.